What's up, everybody? I am out here in Yuma, Arizona at the Military Freefall School. This is where the U.S. Army, as well as all the other branches, send mostly their special operations folks, but you get a wide variety of riggers and other folks out here. This is where they send them to learn how to jump out of airplanes in free fall. No static line, nothing. They're jumping out anywhere from 5,000 to 25,000 feet. Here at the Military Freefall School, there's 4 different classes that we're going to be taking a look at. There's the Military Freefall Parachutist Course, which this is where they're learning how to get out of the airplane for the first time. Most of them are very inexperienced or have never done it before, period. And then after that, we look at the Military Freefall Jumpmaster Course. That's where it's the next level. You got to have at least 50 jumps to come to that. They're learning how to put jumpers out of the airplane safely and perform a mission effectively. So from there, we're going up to the Advanced Tactical Infiltration Course. This is where real free fall ninjas go. They're learning how to put an entire full mission profile together with a focus on high altitude, high opening navigation techniques. They're using technology. They're taking in all the considerations that one would need to look at if they're going to do an actual real-world combat mission. After the Advanced Tactical Infiltration Course, otherwise known as ATIC, the next level, the final level that somebody can take on is the Military Freefall Instructor Course. These guys are the most experienced instructors in the world when it comes to freefall. Just absolutely incredible guys. Really excited to take a look at the arduous process that they go through to earn the coveted I rating. So really excited about this week. We got hopefully get some good weather out here in Yuma, and we're going to be going up in the bird, and we'll see some cool guys doing cool guy shit.
Physics don't change, right? Falling through the sky is generally falling through the sky. However, when you're falling through the sky at night with large pieces of equipment and a number of objects that could potentially inhibit your ability to pull or fly, that makes things far more complicated. Military freefall is a combat-oriented capability where we like to put a lot of weight on an operator, on a ranger, on a special forces operator, on a Navy SEAL, put them out of the plane at the dead of night with very little to look at and fly to a drop zone with nothing to orient him on. Skydiving is very different. It is a sport. It's generally done during the daytime with a much smaller parachute system and control mechanisms that would prevent any sort of accidents from other jumpers or environmental controls or the enemy threat. The mission of Military Freefall School is to create a tactical capability that can be used by geographic combatant commanders towards their strategic objectives. Bottom line, we make parachutists here.
All right, so we're here with the Military Freefall Basic Course guys. These are all guys that are new to jumping freefall. They're prepping their chutes right now. They just did their first freefall jump ever, and they're getting ready to go back up for their second one. I'm gonna go up with them, get them going out of the bird. Hopefully it goes well for everybody. Sounds like everybody's in pretty good spirits. I talked to some of the instructors and they said, you know, some of these guys are pretty scared, some of them are pretty confident, range of emotions run through. Overall, pretty cool to see all this in action, and you know, these are the next batch of freefall jumpers that are gonna be heading out into the force.
So what's going through your head when you get ready to go up there and jump out?
I think there's like a million things they've told us, so I'm trying to go through all of them in my head rapidly.
So are you nervous when you get ready to jump?
You know, I feel like last time I jumped the first time I thought I'd be. You get up there and it doesn't even feel like you're that high because you can't realize it. And then you just kind of like black out and just do it, I guess. I don't know, probably that's because it's my first jump.
This is your first jump?
That was my first jump, this is about to be my second.
That's 20 minutes. Fasten safety belts, don helmets. Dude, just you feel like you're going down a water slide? Okay. Kind of like the hill? Yeah. As soon as you feel yourself start leveling out a little bit. So we'll get to altitude pretty quick. Okay. All right, let's go.
All right, so just went up in the bird with them and put out a lot of jumpers. They go out with their instructors, and pretty cool. Got right out on the ramp there. They're going up in these like smaller versions of C-130s. I think they're called C-27s. Basically not a lot of room to move around in there, but definitely enough to get out there. Those things climb. You can really feel the pressure change. And it's great to see the confidence of the students. You can definitely tell some of them they're on their, they just did their second jump ever. So they're, you know, some of them definitely nervous, some of them more confident than others, but overall, pretty good jump.
The further you land out, the further you gotta walk back over here. So the goal is to kind of land right here. Doesn't happen quite so much.
Good touch. Let's put your arm a little bit further out. See how we're still here above our helmet? We want to control, that's how we stay on our heading, right? Yeah. So put bigger control arm or counter arm.
All right guys, so we're over at the Military Freefall Jumpmaster Course. All these guys are already military freefall qualified. This is where they come to be able to learn how to safely inspect a jumper, make sure that they're good going out of the aircraft, make sure their equipment is good, make sure it's a safe jump altogether. So these are all experienced jumpers. Now they're kind of going to the next level in their process of military freefall operation.
We tell the students, like, you turn around and face your jumper, state the profile you have, which would be combat equipment, O2, and the PDB, and they start off. I tell them, pick up the PDB with both attachment straps. They function the gate with their finger on the right hand. They sweep the friction adapter, push back the excess, looking for overall serviceability, come all the way down the strap. Look at the triangle like, and we're looking for black, white, red.
This particular class has 30 students. They're doing their JMPI test today. 19 have failed that test last week. Today's the retest. So they can't have any major gigs. That means they can't miss anything that could potentially be a life-threatening malfunction or equipment mix-up.
And then my left hand stays in place and the inspection picks up on the mask at the 11 o'clock position. My left hand continues that inspection until I reach the carrying hand and my hand can go no further. I'll then trace make sure the place in the base ring of 3 ring mags assembly, ensuring that I have proper fit, grab the mask to the side. I'll see that my jumper out.
This is kind of a, you know, a tense thing. Obviously jumping out of an airplane is, you know, an adrenaline-filled experience. This is where they make sure that the people that are going out in the force to conduct these freefall operations are able to conduct them safely.
No good. I'm just messing. Good job, brother. Done.
So this is the George Banner vertical wind tunnel. We got a 16.5 foot diameter tunnel where we conduct basically broad strokes of familiarization for any sort of training here. Basic specs of this, there's 4 500 horsepower fans up top that suck the air, kind of like a passenger jet. How you'd see the engines on a passenger jet, sucks the air up and just recirculates out both sides, comes back up, and it's redirected through what we call turn vanes. Cool little facts here, it's 16.5 foot diameter tunnel. We can push at 100% on our fans. We can push about 166 miles an hour with the wind. For basic course students, it's good for teaching fundamentals of body position, fundamentals of movement. Basically, we get them in proper body position. We show them the position, we correct them, and then we teach the basic 6 axis of movement where it's up, down, forward, backwards, and then a right turn and a left turn. So it's basic skills that they need to know for jumping out of airplanes. It's not just kind of a fire and forget type of mission. It's actually a little bit of a thinking man. You've got to be able to control and fly your body up there in the air. And they're also graded on that, so this is a very good tool for that. The good thing about this is you get a lot of good feedback. It's almost microscopic to a degree, but you can show them the basics here and actually show them exactly what's going on with our recording systems. You get live feedback. They get 2.5 minute rides versus 30 seconds of free fall. You get a little bit more time to actually develop skills, particularly with body position, being relaxed in the air, like little things like that kind of play off big.
All right, so getting ready to go hop in the vertical wind tunnel. I'm all suited up. Sounds like it might be a little bit complicated, but hopefully I'll figure it out. We got an awesome instructor in there, so we'll see how it goes. right, so we just got out of the wind tunnel. Absolutely incredible. It's a totally different sensation. What you think you're doing and what you're actually doing are very different. Your body awareness and your body position, it's all totally different. Totally new respect for what these guys do at night with combat equipment, nods on. Just absolutely incredible.
Talk to me, what are we doing? Pretty much the same thing.
Currently, there's about 850 military freefall instructors dating all the way back to 1962. Military freefall instructors come from a variety of backgrounds. All the services, like the students, are represented here, and many of them have that 10,000 jump area, which you can't buy talent and experience like that. It doesn't exist. You have to build it. So the military freefall instructor rating is one of the lowest density ratings that you can gain in the Department of Defense. I liken it very similar to the number of folks that are Tomb of the Unknown Soldier guards. There's very few. It is a rating that takes a long time to earn, and it's kept by those who have earned it before them. The military freefall instructor is the #1 safety mitigating factor here at the military freefall school, and probably the most serious thing we train. So the instructor cadre here at the military freefall school join us with at least 50 jumps, most up to about 100 jumps coming from the operational force. Once we receive them, we immediately put them into the military freefall instructor course. It's a bit of a misnomer. What we're actually doing is reteaching them how to fly from the instructor perspective versus the military freefall jumper perspective. So over a period of about 9 weeks, we're going to jump 150 to 200 times, riding as an instructor with students who are actually evaluators, playing student, throwing the different dynamic body positions that a typical student might put at them as a challenge. At the end of that 9 weeks, we then introduce them to the military freefall basic parachutist course, where they'll become a shadow. As a shadow, they're riding on the reserve side, let's say the passenger seat of a student, helping out and learning how an advanced military freefall instructor or a shadow master might teach. They'll do this for a period of 3 to 6 months. At the end of that 3 to 6 months, they'll earn the coveted military freefall instructor rating.
This is the jump brief for today. If the jump goes, the drop zone we're going to be using today will be Phillips C-27. We are going to be doing a wall locker jump, HAEO, 1 jump.
Okay, so it is 5 o'clock in the morning. We're out on the airfield here. I'm with the ATIC course today. That stands for Advanced Tactical Infiltration Course. Basically, these are the guys who have all been through the military freefall basic course. They've been through the military freefall Jumpmaster course. They're experienced jumpers. Many of them have, been serving on a military freefall team in special forces or other places.
Didn't put in the shorts. We're only 2.5K away, but normally, you guys know we plan for a cutaway right at the dip. We usually have a couple shorts in the flight path, and we'll have a long past the dip.
The big emphasis is on high altitude, high opening, and then navigating under canopy to get to a target area. These guys can travel upwards of 25 plus kilometers. It's pretty impressive.
On the west side of the drop zone, you got the power lines. On the right side of the drop zone, you got the Iraqi village up north, okay? And pretty much around the whole drop zone, the terrain is uneven, okay?
This is definitely a lot different vibe than the military freefall basic course. They're not jumping, a 1-to-1 student to instructor ratio. Here it's 1 instructor goes out with 6 guys. They'll even have complete ODAs come through here. So really cool. They're gonna be doing what they call a wall locker jump. So they're gonna have all of their equipment on. And I'm hoping that we get to go see them do their thing over a nice, beautiful Arizona sunrise.
Military freefall capabilities are indispensable in the arsenal of special forces. Having the ability to insert small teams into denied enemy territory gives that flexibility that is unmatched by any other infiltration mechanism. Whether it be terrain that's not allowing us to get in there, or potentially advanced detection capabilities that could pick up our forces as they come in, military freefall offers that commander a way to bring in a special operations team. Military freefall operations have been used in combat as early as Vietnam, but more recently in the global war on terror. And actually here at the Military Freefall School, we're fortunate enough to have that level of expertise and a soldier that conducted one of those operations.
I'm a cadre member here at the Military Freefall School, and in 2009 I was lucky enough to be in the right place, right mission set to conduct a real-world military freefall operation. So I was in Afghanistan, and given the skill set that my team possessed, we were tasked to conduct a mission. We, at that time, gave several courses of action, but the most prudent for us, safest, was a clandestine insertion through military freefall. You know, when the hand and arm signals start going, it's 20 minutes, you don't really think all that much about it. In 10 minutes, you start prepping up, wow, this is really gonna happen. And then, you know, when you get down to those last few minutes, when you're actually going to get out of the aircraft, obviously we're not getting any wins on the DZ. But as we got the move to the rear, the loading went to go lower the ramp, and you know, much like anything you try to do, that when it actually comes time, things just don't always go to plan. So the loading tried to open the ramp, and the ramp only opened a few inches. And then he put it up again, and then down again, and only a few inches. And then we got to the point where we were at 1 minute, and ramp still wasn't open. Then we're getting down to about a 30-second mark, and he looked a little panicked, but he kept working the ramp, and finally it opened. So we got the standby, which is the 15-second mark, and I stepped over to the ramp, and I remember looking out and seeing that it was the most pitch black thing that I've ever seen in my entire life, and really thought, wow, we are actually doing this. So as I turned my head back forward, I saw my team sergeant go, or assistant team sergeant go, and I just followed with. We all landed on the DZ together, and you know, we de-rigged and linked up relatively quickly. And I can't say that I'm surprised that it went as well as it did, because we were properly and well trained to do the job. Being able to conduct that military freefall mission is exactly what it was designed for. But the task that we were given, getting into a space that was fairly difficult to get in without a signature, clandestinely infiltrating that area, was absolutely what military freefall is used for, and could have picked a better time to use it.